more details on it.
There's talked lately about the Human Genome Project. You know, we're going to define every single gene. We're going to find out what everything does, and we're already manipulating plant genes, and we're cloning animals, and everybody's predicting, you know, that we're going to be able to manipulate everything about us and about life. What effect do you see that as having on the evolutionist argument?
On their argument? Well, first let me say something about the process, okay? This is incredibly dangerous stuff. And the reason I say that simply is this, is if you understand the nature of man and the nature of man's depraved nature, you'll understand that as the technology grows, people will use the technology for their own means. If Adolf Hitler had cloning, we would have fought an army of Schwarzeneggers. I mean, that's what he would have done. That's the potential, okay? And the potential is, how do you restrain it? I think you restrain it by very carefully seeing, it's wonderful that we can solve the disease problem, but we have to understand that disease is part of sin, and sin is part of what's God's curse on mankind, because he could not let Adam live indefinitely, because if Adam lived indefinitely, he'd be in the sinful body forever, and that's no good. You've got to pass through death in order to get to the redemption. Redemption is happening now, but the redemption is not complete until you pass through death. So death is, in a sense, is the blessing that God gave Adam, that Adam could be freed from his sin at a point in time. Now, mankind wants to do the opposite, wants humans to live in this body forever. Right? Now, we have to balance the disease problem. I mean, I'd love to have them solve the diabetes problem, because I'm a diabetic. It'd be great if we could, you know, get beyond that type 2 diabetes, but right now it's oral medication and control of diet. It'd be nice if you could just implant a synthetic pancreas and go away. But that hasn't happened yet. That may happen sometime in the future, okay? It's great that we have the technology, because, I mean, I've had 5 angioplasties. I have 2 stents in my heart. I've got bad genes around here, you know. I've got bad on both sides of my family. But the point simply is that we want to solve the disease problem. That's positive. We've got to be very careful where we go with that technology, okay? Very careful how we use it, because the technology that's used today, that's used to look at children as they're developing in the womb, is positive, but it's also negative, because in some cases it's used to promote abortion. So the technology itself is ambivalent. It's how mankind uses it. And man, being depraved, tends to use things against God, tends to use things against his own fellow man. And that's scary. I mean, you know, only in this century have we been able to kill 1 million people at a swat. We haven't done it since Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but it could be done again. We have the technology to do that. That's scary. Yeah, I am. Yeah, that's very good, very good. Everyone heard that? He said, I'm brother to the poodle. It's true. I mean, I've got diabetes type 2 on both sides of my family. Most of the males live to the 50s and